I used to be a console player.
Shadow is
alright.
silence. That silence breaks. I am summoning you as a new age begins. I see sapient life turn to each other. They remember how to look to the stars.
Wow.
They remember curiosity. They remember how to
Some more of the
fly.
feet shots.
But they have forgotten. They forgot we were here long before the Traveler.
Did they just use Strand to fast travel?
They forgot
Imagine.
they need us. But they are fated to remember. I will remind them. I'm sure you will. But not through me.
Is my monitor glitching
Find
or is that the
someone
thing?
else.
What the? What the? What the?
What the fuck?
What the fuck? Just turn herself into a titan?
Huh?
My will is my own.
Guardians make their own fate? What the vibe I was getting from that.
No, it is called the Edge of Fate.
All right, everyone, hello and welcome here to Bungie HQ in beautiful Bellevue, Washington. We have got an amazing stream lined up for you to tell you a little bit about the Edge of Fate and the future of Destiny 2 as well. My name's Andy. I work on the social media team here, but no need to worry. As
Andy.
always, I am joined by some of my amazing colleagues here at Bungie to share some of the finer details of the stuff that we're going to be
He's
getting
my
into
favorite
today.
at Bungie.
So, how about we go ahead and get into it so we can
Okay.
show you what we got. Starting first with this gentleman on my right and to your left is someone that you've probably seen if you've tuned into our streams before or Vidocs, the one and only Mr. Robbie Stevens, Assistant Game Director here at Bungie. How you doing?
I'm doing great, Andy. It's always a pleasure to spend a day with you.
Yeah, it's been a nice time, honestly, hasn't it?
Yeah,
Well,
always.
to that end as well, for anyone that doesn't get to hang out as much as we do, can you tell everyone at home a little bit about yourself?
Yeah, about
we know
15
where we're
years.
driving this car. We know where we're going with it. But the conclusion of the Edge of Fate itself is going to leave you with more questions than answers, and it's going to be the catalyst into this new multi-year saga. Because we really want to return Destiny to being a game about big questions, right? And so the way we think about this is about pouring jet fuel into the speculation engine
I
of
wish
the
I
game.
was that
So we're
good
going to
at
be
art.
revealing a lot of ideas, a lot of concepts,
Damn.
and many of them
be.
we're not going to be answering
I could be, but I'm too
immediately
lazy.
because we're going to be telling the story over multiple expansions, and we're going to be giving you those
True.
expansion beats more
Thank
times
you
than
for
we have
agreeing.
before.
Yeah.
The
a lot
Shattered
of exciting beats.
Cycle.
And so again, the Edge of Fate is just the
The
beginning of this
Alchemist.
long journey of this,
Oh my
this
God.
awesome vehicle we're all jumping into and driving
Full
together.
Metal
and it's gonna take us
Alchemist?
to some new places.
That's exciting. So, with regards to the Edge of Fate right here in front of us, you were also nice
They
enough
just
to bring me
announced all
glass,
those
something
expansions.
today. You've got some gameplay with you,
Oh
right?
yeah, we got some clips.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we should.
It was-
show those clips.
It's
It was just
crazy.
glossed
Check it out,
over
the
so
presents,
quick.
check it
They
out.
just announced 4 expansions.
And then like they went right to a fucking clips. Like, okay.
Observe, connect, conceal.
Yeah,
Guardian,
see, I don't watch
had a
leaks, so this is new to me.
Conform, comply, return. They just
Well-
wanted to show us disasters. Observe, connect, conceal. I'm not human anymore. Return, conform, comply. No one else should know what this feels like.
Bro, my screen is hella glitching.
Yeah.
Is that happening to you?
I just got a stutter. That's it.
Enough. Terminate your suspicion, Commander. Remove your scornful blindfold.
Oh look, reused
Oh, there it is.
enemies. They just
Observe, connect,
No Land Beyond.
conceal, conform.
oh yeah, that was no longer on there.
What the fuck is that? What was he doing? Like turned into a wisp.
Yeah, he just, yeah.
That kind of looked like Superman. I don't know why.
All right,
Oh,
that
hey, it's,
gives us an awful lot to go ahead and continue to
It
dive
looks like
into.
Superman.
And here to help us go ahead and explore a little bit more of it, everyone, you probably noticed we've been joined by someone new here on the couch. We are privileged to be joined by someone who's the originator of perhaps my favorite all-time Destiny emote, the one and only Dave Samuel, art director here at Bungie. Dave, how's it going, man?
It's going great. Thanks for having me.
Dave?
Absolutely. For anyone who maybe for some reason somehow
Hasselhoff?
doesn't have that emote in their collection or hasn't seen you in a past Vidoc, do you mind telling us a little bit about what you do here at Bungie?
Yeah.
Maybe saying, now, Allison, hold on. Hold your horses
You read my mind.
seconds,
Yeah.
because the Kepler I know is the one that's way outside of our galaxy. What do you mean we're going to Kepler? And I say, like, dear friend, didn't you know if you look inside in Destiny's universe, the Oort cloud at the edge of the solar system, you'll find a little planetoid that also happens to be named Kepler here in the world of Destiny. And that's where we're going, to Kepler.
Super exciting. This is kind of a, Robbie, we were talking kind of before the show. This is like like a first taste of something new, right?
Yeah, so what you're seeing here is us just trying something new. We're expanding the universe of Destiny, creating new mysteries to uncover. This whole destination is about exploring a labyrinthian world that took inspirations from things like Dreaming City, exotic missions, dungeons, and it's wrapping it all through a Metroidvania expired experience. And so
Yeah,
at
that
the
looks
heart
like
of
the
all
VOG
this,
portal.
at the heart of the Edge of Fate is a player-driven exploration and discovery of an exotic world with brand new abilities.
So actually to even just maybe dig a little bit deeper, like how is the Edge of Fate going to be different from past expansions that we've made for Destiny?
Yeah, so at the global scale, when we're thinking about expansions in the Year of Prophecy and the formula of Destiny expansions going forward, first off, we're doing 2 expansions a year instead of just 1. And think of each of these expansions as a little bigger than something like a Rise of Iron from D1. And so both of these expansions combined are going to be even more expansion content than we've done in the past.
fuck?
And
You got
by delivering
mechas?
2 of these a year, we're upping the pace of major world and story events that really matter to players and are going to be
That's a new
pushing
type of
the Fate
Fallen.
saga forward. And so we're trying radical new things, which each
More
each of
flying
these
enemies
expansions.
for
And
my
so
shit aim.
alongside this new destination of Kepler, this exotic world that players will explore with brand new abilities, we also have world tiers. And world tiers allow you to take on a higher level of challenge on the destination in order to extract some of the best loot within the release. But what's cool about world tiers is as you play through the mainline story and you play through the first couple of world tiers, you're going to unlock later world tiers. And as you're claiming these abilities, as you're exploring the world more, as you're discovering more within the release, you're putting these puzzle pieces together and you're figuring out how to solve all the mysteries on Kepler with different ways. And so you might play a puzzle in one way, a mission in one way, and when you're in these higher world tiers in the post game, you can start to solve these problems in different ways that you couldn't.
So they're making
before in the
Patrol
original
useful
playthrough.
now?
And so alongside all of this, we're also going to have a ton of quest content
Took a
that
while.
we're rethinking about how we use within the
So
game.
can they
And
fix
so
the
on
public
Kepler,
event not
there's some
working for me
nonlinearity
if they're doing
within
it?
the destination itself. And so with a lot of our side quest content that is related to the critical path, but you don't have to play it. It's there for you to explore. It's driven by your discovery of the world. You're out in the field, you discover something and you pick it up, and that's going to help you explore the characters in the world of Kepler more and go deeper on that story. And so, yeah, again, this is all about us just looking at the formulas that we've been building in Destiny over the last 10 years. And some of them are really strong, but they're due for some experimentation and some radical
like a
changes.
wisp,
And so
though.
that's
It's
what
weird.
you're seeing here with the first taste of the Edge of Fate.
Instead of taking a bunch of enemies head on, you can find a matter spark pad, transform, turn into this electric
There's a heavy
ball of
and
death,
special
and then
ammo
just,
meter at the
start
bottom
racing
right
around
there.
the arena, dash over their heads, and flank from behind, and then really give the House of Exile on Kepler a bad day.
As well we should. It's a good day for us as well. So what are some of the other Kepler abilities that we'll be able to unlock while we're out there as well?
Yeah, so each of these Kepler abilities are a mix of dark matter and our Guardian's powers. So we have the Relocator Cannon, which is this new fallen dark matter tech mixed with void. This is going to allow you to bypass laser walls, use these cascading relay networks, and just basically teleport around the world. Another ability that we have is Mattermorph. This is dark matter mixed with strand, allows you to manipulate the environment. You'll be able to basically push and morph and move geometry to create bridges, open up doorways, and then also reveal secrets and new opportunities.
Yeah, so what's really important about what Dave is describing, and when we were thinking about building this world, it was all about like, hey, here's this new tool to navigate and see the world. And
So with regards to the characters as well, so is it a whole new cast of characters in the Edge of Fate?
No,
Notice
we're
me,
going to see
senpai?
some new faces like Lodi and other characters, but we're also going to see some familiar ones too. Ikora is here. The stakes are high enough that she's here investigating what's going on. And as it turns out, in one of our major
That's not
mysteries,
Ikora.
she's kind of at the center of it. She was invited here, as was Lodi, same as we were. All of it's kind of tied together.
Very exciting. So
yeah, the way, oh, if I can,
No, no,
yeah,
please.
no,
Yeah,
yeah,
please,
like
yeah.
the way we think about this is about all these characters, their fates are intertwined in some
Yes.
way. There's these puppet masters that have been pulling the strings for a very, very long time in order for everyone to get here at this moment. And so as a guardian and these characters involved, they're gonna have to decide if they're fight your fate. Like that's what we think about. For these individuals, that's what they're going to have to go through and determine about how they can stand up to this new conflict that is surrounded by the Nine, because they are fated to be here. And what does that mean for them, and what does that mean for their future and the future of Soul itself?
So with regard to these new characters and this world we find ourselves in, was there anything about that setting, or in particular, that really influenced the creation, rather, of this world that we're going to be inhabiting?
Yeah, I'll give you a list of fun facts. First off, if you've been paying attention to Destiny over the last week or so, you already know that there's been people on Kepler for a long time. That's an old-ass computer that you were putting those
You
numbers
ought to see
into.
that word on
We also know that the Vex are here. They're studying
Yeah,
the
she's an
Nine
adult. She
because
can
it
do
turns
it.
out the Nine can do something that the Vex can't. As Dave mentioned, the House of Exile are also here. They've become fixated on a being that they call the Giver.
She helped make Baldur's Gate
And
3. They're
kind of
pretty
most
unhinged over there.
importantly, the dimensionality on Kepler is really thin. So the three dimensions that we can know and see and touch are very close to the realm that the Nine live in. And that means some things from Earth's past have been yanked into Kepler's present.
Exciting.
Nice. Yeah, I mean, so we've been talking about invitations throughout this, and we need to call out an invitation that's actually going to be waiting in the game after this is over. Ride of the Nine begins today.
Yeah.
So I believe we have a trailer to show.
Yeah, you were nice enough to bring a trailer along. I'll go ahead and give it a look.
Nine of the
Let's
right?
do it. Yeah.
Rights of the Nine. Nine of Rights.
I'll tell you who's right.
Nine!
Fuck! Out of all those, why do they have to add Ghost of the Deep as one of them? It's the worst one! They're like fan favorite dungeons. You added Ghost of the Deep. I don't think
The worst one.
that dungeon is fucking just parkour. There is no
Everybody
boss fights.
fucking hates it. All my homies hate fucking Deep.
It's just so, God, it's so long.
All right, so that's Ride of the Nine.
Characters can say open portal, and the portal is our new front page of the game. We're trying to like get you to the fun as fast as possible and as few clicks as we can. Like we even have Edge of Fate there in the corner so that it's like right
Oh
immediately
my
there.
God.
No fumbling around with the map to get to it really. And we're also taking other big parts.
I
of the
love
game, the original
Fortnite
game,
too,
the
don't
first
worry.
season, and putting them into these ops categories. So the idea is that we're having these different ops for different moods. We're having solo ops.
What am I
or
seeing?
have a bunch of fire team ops.
You're obviously
pinnacle
gonna
ops, and of
click on the
course, we
bottom
have
right and you're
crucible
gonna
ops.
quick
It's still
launch into
super
Battle
important for
Royale.
the game.
I mean, to start up at the top, can you tell us a little bit more
That's
about
what it
solo
looks
ops?
like. a
So
Fortnite.
solo ops is exactly what it says on the tin. It is a bunch of activities that are made for solo players. And the conception point of that was we want to make activities for players who have a smaller amount of time that they want to play in, and they don't necessarily want to have dependencies on other players, but they still want to get in there and play for 10 to 15 minutes and get some real progress.
God.
Some loot.
Yeah, get some loot.
Yeah.
Get some loot.
actually
and
shows what
your
loot
character
drops
forward
there
and
now?
Feel like, yeah, no, I played some Destiny. That was great.
Not bad.
And even if you don't feel like playing with other people, that's fine because we have an activity type that is designed for one player.
Excellent. So, I mean, to that same end, what are some other ways that we can play and have fun using Portal as well?
Yeah, so Robbie actually has a great way of talking about this.
Yeah, some of the North Star that is what we talk about when we were developing the Portal early on was like, where are we headed with this thing? And ultimately, it's play your way. It's giving players more agency, more personal drive to figure out how they want to engage with the power climb and the new progression systems coming and our seasons. And so the entirety new progression and power climb is now all.
It's one of the things agency player driven towards loot and challenge. And so we have a really hugely expanded activity customization system. We have a lot more difficulty levels, and we have a ton of new modifiers. We have 50 new modifiers along with all the old modifiers that we've released in the past that are going to make this big curated
50?
web of options for you to experience any of the PvE content.
There's a level above
like,
Grandmaster
Banes,
now?
Not just old Banes that we have, but new Banes as well. We have boons to help you like get advantages in your activities and for your build. We have challenges and trade-offs. And the fun part is you're going to
I better
get these
good
combinations
fucking
that are
loot. I'm doing
available.
ultimate.
And you're going to then make a mix that's actually going to change the way you play and be pretty interesting. And sometimes the way you prefer you play. Like there's a new boon called Grappler that I personally love. It's kind of my preferred way to play, where they give you 3 grapple grenades replacing your current grenade. You can't do the melee, but they recharge super fast. So any build you want, you could now Spider-Man around any map. It's actually super fun.
It's so fun. Yeah, and I mean, like, what's at the heart of what Ben is talking about is what we kind of call the virtuous
No, that
cycle.
sounds ass.
Right, where you're going to be crafting
can't
your
even
build,
melee these
tinkering with the activity, looking at like how you can earn a higher tier of reward by taking on higher challenges.
You get
you earn better loot. You're
fast
looking
charging
towards that
grapples,
next
but you
mountain to
can't
climb
melee with it.
Just
That
ahead
sounds
of you
bad.
all the time. And so this is really about how far you want to push yourself upwards within the portal itself. But also, we also are thinking about the people, and that's the depth, right? That's the depth of the challenge that we're talking about. That's also, but we're also thinking about the people who don't have as much time to play with like solo ops.
Fuck
and also,
them.
if you're scared of modifiers or you're scared of customizing these activities,
or you just don't feel like
doing it. Yeah, that's a great way to describe it. Thank you. We have a bunch of quick play options, right, Ben?
Yeah, quick play options, and we actually have matchmaking and fire team ops. And we have fire team finder, and so you're able to like really choose kind of what you're in the mood for.
Oh yeah, we technically have matchmaking across every activity that exists.
Except for solo ops, because that's solo.
Right.
But
Yeah.
yes, otherwise,
but in the fire
aside
teams
from
or
that
pinnacle
one.
ops, it's everything.
Yeah, you'll have options to play by yourself or with other people. Oh, actually, a really fun part is you can play a strike by yourself as
I love
hard as you
playing
want
with
to do.
myself, yeah.
It's really fun. Yeah.
Well, you're talking about like all the different boons and combinations. I think at one point you were saying around 50 or something like that. Those are new ones. 50 new ones.
Man, I just
so
got
it's
really
like
fucking
you can take
hungry.
those into solo ops. Like we're talking about this being kind of leisurely, bite-sized activity, but if you want to take it and say, I don't want Weenie Hut Jr., I want like esoteric level solo hardest thing in the world.
I'm watching
like,
this.
You can kind of customize and do that.
You can just do it from the very start if you really want to.
Yeah.
And
Depends on how
Pause it.
Yeah,
Really?
yeah, and the point is that you're going to like stretch that far, and we want the reward to feel like we're making the biggest change ever since Shadowkeep around
huge.
the system. It's
Yeah,
enormous.
huge
What is that?
Yeah, so like we're adding set
Elf?
bonuses, which is a long requested
Class.
feature for all the new armor that you're going to be able to get at Edge of Fate launch, and we're redoing all the stats on armor. Where they can now like
The fuck
exceed
was the top
100.
Go beyond 100.
Go beyond 100 for extra bonuses.
Yep.
We're going to, every single piece of new legendary armor that drops is going to have all the energy filled in, so you can build crafting right away. And it's going to essentially like.
And this is
there's
why
more
I was
features
not
actually that I could
farming
talk
gear
about, but
right
I don't think
now.
I'm allowed to yet.
Fair. Well, something that we can talk about too. You mentioned gear tiers as well.
Yeah.
Let's talk about that a little bit.
Yeah, so gear tiers are very exciting because every single legendary weapon and armor that you can get is going to have 5 gear tiers, starting from 1 going up to 5. And like we have a 5 gear tier 5 piece of legs armor
Tier
on the screen right
5?
now.
Oh
and
my
you can see that like this is like looks really cool with the iconography, but it also has a ton more stats. And oh look, what's that?
Yeah, what's going on with the energy there?
Yeah, the energy.
Ben?
Yeah, that energy says 11, and
that's
it's true.
11, yep.
It's not a typo. Like energy is going to 11 for higher tier armor, and so if you want that for your build crafting opportunities, it does like give you some new options you never had before. You're going to have to challenge yourself to get more higher tier armor and keep on going to get yet more higher tier armor to get those options.
Yeah. And this is also not something that's just relegated to armor, right? When it comes to weapons, they're obviously getting their own refresh as well.
Yes,
I mean, what's Destiny without chasing some?
You read my mind.
Yeah, like weapons
seriously.
are part of the player identity. You know, so,
Casuals
like,
are
have a gun
dying
that
right
they
now.
love,
Oh
you know?
no.
Fashion. And then you have.
Because you have to do harder tier
That's
content to
true,
get that
though we
stuff.
do have fashion for your guns a bit.
I already can hear it on Twitter.
Well,
People
so
complaining.
because once you
That they
reach
have no
tier
one to play
5
with.
for your
We're always
legendary
gonna
drops,
complain, dude.
you're going to be getting tier
I
5
don't even
weapons,
give a
and
fuck
those
about
have
them
unique
anymore. I don't
shader
even bother
treatment.
going on Reddit.
It's like essentially a
It's just a
completely
Yeah.
different look
shit.
that's going to immediately identify it to you and
literally don't
others
even go on
that
Reddit
this is the
anymore.
highest tier gear
Oh
of
God,
this drop
everything's
that you can get.
hands.
It's going to show on the weapon, it's going to show on the icon, it's even going to show when you kill enemies with that weapon, because there's unique kill effects for tier 5 weapons that you can turn on or off if you don't want it, but your gameplay will like show that, no, yeah, the weapon that is being used is like the highest tier you can get.
Yeah, Giver's Blessing, which I think we have on screen right now. This is one of the Kepler auto rifles, and I cannot put this thing down. Yeah, when we're playing through the Edge of Fate right now, and it's what's really exciting about it for me is that like when you see that tier 5 drop, like you know immediately that's better than like a tier 3 or tier 4 weapon that you have, right? And I think that's when we talk about making
So he's
easier,
saying even a
Destiny easier to
stupid
just
person
jump in,
can
find the fun,
understand.
make it accessible, but also create more depth.
Me.
You know, this is what we're thinking about. It's
5
like, how
is
can we
good
just make
number.
immediate, like you understand, like
But with
okay, this
about
is probably
6,
better
where's
than the
6?
thing I have right now, depending on what gear tier it is.
Yeah.
I mean, that's a good example
the
of how
next
much time
expansion.
and effort is being
Renegades.
put into these game systems to make them more like approachable.
6 to 10.
Change can be scary. There's a lot of change that's about to come to the game. We're Armor 3.0. We have so many new boons. We have a bunch of new stuff. And after 10 years of Destiny, this is going to flip some stuff on its head. So, I mean, we're going to have a bunch of
Talked
more
about Vault
seasons
space.
and on the core hobby of Destiny and that commitment to continuing
My
updating
Vault
it.
ain't gonna
And in
fit all
addition,
this.
we're going to have 2 free major updates between each of
Ash
our major
and
expansions
Iron?
coming in the Year of Prophecy and beyond. And so ultimately that means there's 4 big beats happening in a year, 2 expansions, 2 free major updates between those expansions. So what that means we're not doing is paid seasonal content anymore. We're not doing separate seasonal storylines. And this also means we're not building a bunch of activity
gotta
content
pay
that
for my
basically
season
just
anymore?
goes away and is less meaningful to the game
Finally.
after 3 months.
Just the
So we're
expansions.
instead focusing all of that effort that used to go there instead into building up the core hobby of the game so the core hobby stays fresh and exciting, you know, year round. And so
Like we're going right back to D1 again.
ultimately, this means no more paywalls for
their
seasonal
structure.
content, and also these major updates themselves that I'm signposting around right now. The size of them, roughly, and the inspiration for them, we're thinking about is like Into the Light.
Okay.
So when you say like into the light, for folks that aren't out there, like what for a major update, how big is that? Like how do you encapsulate
Yeah,
that?
so when I say Into the Light, a lot of this is like the inspiration of what it was. And with Into the Light came a really cool theme that wrapped around all the new stuff we were building within it, but also a lot of the reprise stuff as well. And also, you know, with it came Onslaught, a new
Community's
type of
gonna go
activity.
crazy.
It came with reprised
Reprised
exotic
shit.
missions and a rethinking of how we could do
Coming
like
up
a
the
rad style.
Yeah, as long as it
event,
has tier
raid
5,
event,
man, I'm good.
With the Pantheon. And so for our first major update,
Can I get
coming
my
a few
Gallahorn
weeks
tier 5?
after, the Edge of Fate launches, we've got Ash and Iron.
Can I get my
right? And
Fatebringer
so with
tier
Ash
5?
and Iron,
Woo,
we're going to
imagine,
be
dude.
returning to the Plague Lands.
Return to the Plaguelands, can't wait.
It's going to happen,
Plaguelands, baby.
And so that story is going to pick up from where we left off.
Fatebringer,
from
Edge of
and with
Fate.
it, we're going to have a new activity.
There's a
called
link here.
Reclaim, a brand new exotic mission, new types of pinnacle ops entering that for the first time, as well as, of course, what's Destiny without loot to chase? We've got new gear, new rewards, and
Edge
2
of
new
Fatebringer.
exotic weapons as part of Ash and Iron as well. And again, this major update and the
If I
season,
see that
all
in
the
the
seasonal
new
content
raid,
going forward is free for all
it's over.
players. All the activity content.
And
They're
the
adding
shooting
a
range
shooting
is
range
being
finally?
added to the tower.
Wow.
It is a now permanent addition to the game with the launch of Arms Week. We're not taking
That's-
it away. And you can go there and you can try out everything in your kit, everything about your build. With,
Took 'em
with all sorts of
so
simulations of
long.
different kinds of enemies and
10 years.
situations. And it's all real damage
10
numbers.
Actually,
It's-
since
it's like-
It's even got a scoreboard.
it's even got a
Season
scoreboard.
you
Opulence,
and
because
your
I had
fire
a shooting
Yeah,
range.
your whole raid team
true.
can go down into the shooting range.
People have been
and try
asking
out.
for it to
Like,
come
see
back ever
exactly
since
how well you're
fucking
going to
Beyond
do
Light
for
got rid of it.
some kind of boss at this range or
I was
with
going
a
to say, yeah,
strategy.
who can do most of the damage, right?
Yeah, well, you're finally going to know. That
So we have a rally flag. It's not just a shooting range. Like you can go beyond the firing line and use your abilities too.
Yeah, you totally can. And like, if you wanted to, you could
Okay.
even take in Prismatic and pop Transcendence and try that out. And
I
you
know Azzacross is gonna
I
love
think the
this.
reason why we're not seeing that right now is because it's a Titan.
For his
good soldier.
fucking
Yeah.
damage
Standing
test
on that
videos.
firing line.
Yeah, staying on the firing line.
All about building that line and standing.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
A lot of theory crafters are going to have to go ahead and have some
Error.
upheavals to
Error's
their
gonna have
Google
a lot of
Docs, I'm
fun
guessing.
with
But
This will be a really good
Wait,
tool.
can I just
like,
spawn
as we're
infinite
adding all
servitors
of
and
these
just break
different
the game?
systems with gear tiering and all of that, you can go in and check those damage numbers in real time. Like, how do my stats change? How are these different gear bonuses going to
I'll be honest with you, man. I don't need to test my super
Yeah.
on these guys. Like
and
he's
we're
doing.
talking about weapons.
Oh yeah,
I've got
well,
one more thing, right?
Yeah, no, there's one more thing. I know
Yeah.
you're excited. So
Player
there's more
housing.
events. Of course, there's more events, and the holiday events
They
are
would
coming up.
never
Where
announce
Solstice is right around the corner.
It's
as well.
summertime, right?
It's
Yes.
summertime. Summertime is Solstice time in Destiny 2, and Solstice has some really cool twists and such that we're planning. But I'm not going to talk about that right now. I want to show you all the new holofoil treatment we have for Solstice weapons. So here we go. This is the holofoil.
Are they
treatment for
resetting
Solstice
power?
in 2025?
Everything's been so low.
It is.
It's so good.
It's amazing every time I look at it.
Yeah.
It is an ocean, and
gun.
the line. Yeah, we put the ocean.
Those
on
are
a
really
gun.
cool.
How did we do that?
I
It's
won't.
beautiful.
Yeah,
I love it.
that is the most
And
animated thing
any
they've
kind
had in
of,
the game.
weapon that drops
Yeah,
for
that's
this
fucking
event
sick.
can have a
Yo.
holofoil, no
Yeah,
matter
so it could
what
be
the
tier
tier.
1 or
That's
tier
the
3. Yeah, any
hollow
weapon can
version?
have a
I
holofoil.
want
the,
that.
the tier 5 holofoil.
Ooh.
You know,
And it's an SMG, so I'll
that's
definitely
good
use
chase.
That
Our
looks sick.
other events will also have holofoils.
Yeah, like Arms Week you're talking
Arms
about.
Week
If
will
they
have
all
its own
look like that, I'll
holofoil.
definitely
I'm
farm
feeling
that.
we're the
Yeah, same.
every
But
event.
you'd have to get a
major event
tier
will have
5
a
version of
holofoil
it.
treatment.
God.
The holidays
3 to
will have their own
5,
kind of
3 or
special
3,
one,
4
but
or
yeah, Arms
5.
Week will have their holofoil drops that you can
Oh,
farm
to get
as
the
well.
holo?
Super exciting.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
it's
a good
only
time. I'm
on
gonna
the
have
threes,
way too
tier
much
3,
stuff to
4, or
chase down,
5.
so appreciate you guys putting all the hard work in, obviously, for that. But I believe we've got one more thing.
Yeah, I mean,
Player
we've been talking a lot
housing.
about here are the free updates coming to Destiny, the portal, a bunch of different stuff.
God, I am
Edge of Fate,
just copium.
but we also have another expansion, and we need Allison back on the couch to
Yeah,
talk about it.
yeah, Allison.
She's the best one to talk
Yeah,
about.
There we go.
we've got something very exciting, and so once
We're
again,
adding
Allison,
sex
thank
to
you
the
for taking
game.
time to join us today. We appreciate it.
Of course. I'm so excited to be the one more thing.
Yeah, it's a tradition around here.
I'm just
so
saying, she
glad
did Baldur's
that you
Gate 3 and there's
obviously
a lot of
go
sex
ahead
in that
and lead
game.
us into this one. But you know, as
She
Dylan
did.
mentioned,
Well,
we've talked about the Edge of Fate,
awesome.
but this is the first year we're going to be doing 2 expansions
Yeah.
over the course of a year. Can you tell us a little bit about Renegades?
Yeah, so we're
I know
going
there's
to
a
have
song
a
on
dedicated
Renegades.
reveal for Renegades in September alongside our major update, Ashen Iron.
Renegades,
but earlier we were
Renegades.
talking about how sometimes our formulas can constrain us from experimenting and innovating. And so in that spirit, Renegades is going to be very different from the Edge of Fate. What I can tell you, and we'll talk plenty about it later, is that we're going to be experimenting and innovating with activities, with social mechanics, and more. But
Social
more
mechanics?
importantly, I want to talk about our inspiration. And so I have to kind of tee it up first. So Renegades is going to be a Destiny, like definitively Destiny expansion. This is part of the Fate saga, and it's going to push it forward in important ways and introduce characters that we're going to spend time
I'm
with
just hearing
for
a lot of
years to come.
buzzwords.
It is an essential Fate
Yeah.
saga story. And it's an homage to a universe that has inspired Bungie from the start. It's a universe that all of us here on the
Halo?
couch grew up with, as well as everyone else at the studio and millions of you back
Or
at home too.
you-
It is a peanut butter and combination, a peanut butter and like chocolate combination inside of what we're making.
Or
that
Star
can
Wars.
only be possible in the kind of world that we build here. And so I am absolutely thrilled to be able to give our first sneak peek at Destiny 2 Renegades.
Oh, they're actually showing something. The fuck?
Not actual gameplay. I'm getting freaking Darth Vader vibes. right
Yeah, what?
now. Like this is major.
It is.
Star Wars vibes. It is. Holy shit!
What the fuck?
It is Star Wars. Like that's Star Wars.
That's why the logo looks like that.
Lucasfilm Games. No, bottom. Lucasfilm Games. 100% it's Star Wars.
Holy shit.
Okay,
Dude, that's-
Robbie,
oh
what
my
did we just
God.
see?
That's
Yeah,
gonna be
so
awesome.
That's Renegades, which is coming out this December. And to really drive it home here,
I wonder why it
Renegades is a
fucking looked like Star Wars
one-of-a-kind
shit. I was talking about this.
Destiny experience, right? And just like we on the Destiny team have taken inspiration
that-
It
from
actually
other
is Star
genres
Wars
like
shit,
dark
'cause
fantasy
Lucasfilm.
or cosmic horror.
That's gonna be awesome.
Renegades
We actually
takes
in
the
Star
space
Wars
Western
in Destiny
vibe
finally.
and aesthetic that
Yeah,
is
he said
Star
so.
Wars. And it puts it through that Destiny lens. And
Even though,
ultimately,
like,
it's created a
like,
new
like that
lawless
horn, that
frontier.
buzzing, like,
It
that's
does
the
make
Star Wars
it
horn.
does make
within
sense
Soul.
to the story
And so,
too, 'cause
like,
it's supposed to be like
we're so
traveling
excited,
against the universe.
to show Renegades off a little bit today and to be talking about it more in the future in September alongside the free major update with Ashen Iron. But right now today we're focused on Rite of the Nine and what's right around the corner with the Edge of Fate.
Absolutely. No, I heard a lot of calendars get marked just now on September, but
Hopefully.
no, super excited to share more of that in the future. But that actually leads us
We're
to
getting
the
a fucking
conclusion of
lightsaber.
today's show, which again we covered a lot.
There's
in
been a lot today.
Yeah, this has been a big show.
Kylo Ren
Honestly,
fucking
no, we
lightsaber.
went through a lot of
Dude.
it. So let's go ahead and quickly
That'd be
double
sick.
check. We obviously went through,
It's
and
gonna be a
the Year of
skin, though.
Prophecy. Pardon me, is going to go ahead and kick
Yeah.
off on July 15th, and this kicks off a brand new multi-year Fate saga and our new focus on the core hobby of Destiny. The first expansion, The Edge of Fate, is going to be launching again on July 15th, as I noted, with its raid launching on July 19th.
Okay,
July
hold up.
19th.
Yeah.
So you're going through a lot of information. We already
Wow,
covered
that's-
that.
Oh, yeah.
But like, you
Couple
can't
days
just
after.
sneak in a raid date. We have a new raid coming
Just like,
with the expansion, July 19th.
Summer Shade.
We're going to have
I don't
a
think
bunch
you're
of
allowed to say
blogs.
the
We're going to
date
have the rules,
for the raid.
regulations, all that kind of stuff for our raid race.
Of course.
We invite everybody to come in, try to go for that world first title. And yeah, I mean, just stay tuned for more details. We're not going to spoil anything. It's a raid. We got to keep it secret.
Better
Yeah,
start
absolutely.
Everybody mark your
recruiting.
calendars.
Yeah. Bungie.net is the place to go ahead and learn more. And again, follow our social
On
media
July
channels. Do us all a
15th.
favor. So in addition to that, again, as we noted, Ash
Is
and
when
Iron,
the
our first
expansion
free major
comes out.
update will be launching on September 9th. Renegades
Comes out on a
very
Saturday,
excited,
the
will be
raid.
launching in
I
December.
gotta schedule my
And then
vacation
keep
off
an
on
eye
that
again
week
on our
now.
social channels. We'll provide all the updates once they're available. But as far as today goes, the Edge of
fucking
Fate and the
Star
entire
Wars
Year of Prophecy
expansion.
pre-orders are
I
available
would
starting
never
right
have
now.
guessed that.
Now, pre-ordering for starters, the Ultimate Edition will go
That's
ahead
crazy.
and unlock the New Land Beyond.
New
Land, Star
Land
Wars
Beyond,
Land.
that exotic sniper.
Super
Ooh, I
exciting.
can't wait, man.
I can't wait, same, honestly. That'll
Yeah,
be
that comes out
unlockable
today.
in addition to several other goodies. And also, we've also got a collector's edition that'll be available. You can see here on screen. that we'll be
Pre-ordering-
coming with
wait, was
a
that like
awful
Star Wars
lot of
gear
very
there?
cool stuff, including this cool statue that you may have noticed here that's been sitting with us on stage. This is one that you can go ahead and add to your collection as well, but that's not all that's in there. Is there, Allison?
We got the writing team got a little excited on this one. We put a lot of lore goodies into this collector's edition. So like that
Does it
weird
talk
metal
to you? 'Cause
thing,
I
that
feel
weird
like every
envelope.
collector's
Boy,
thing
weird. I
talks
wonder what's
to
up
you
with
for some
that.
reason.
Just decorative
You should
points?
probably read it. Yeah. Anyway, we're gonna do a dramatic reading as soon as
Yeah,
we're
we should
done.
go downstairs immediately after this.
really
Oh, yeah, right after this.
Count me in. And then again, too, as far as today goes, Rite of the Nine. This is the essential prologue to the Edge of Fate, and like all of our events moving forward, is going to be a free to all players. So